Today we'll be looking at Warrior 2 and more specifically a very funky movement I see happening in a lot of people when they do this position. But first and foremost, if you have not yet gone and done my Finding Your Wide-Legged Stance video, I highly recommend pausing this and going and checking that out because I'm not really going to go into too much detail on that in this video. So this is ultimately what you want your Warrior 2 to look like, nice and upright through the torso. And this is what often I see happening, charging forward. We want to stay nice and upright through the torso. Getting started in your wide-legged stance, you're going to rotate at the hip joint, and then we want those toes to point to the wall beside us. So as we go a bit further here, you're going to see that my pelvis and torso do kind of turn a little bit with my body. So I'm just going to do that again. Okay, you can see how my fingers are pointing a little bit off to the corner of the room. Here it is from another angle. So when the foot's turned out at 45 degrees, the pelvis can stay pointing forward, but when we turn it out at 90 degrees, the whole body shifts a bit. I'm just going to give you another visual here using my pelvis model here. So you can see how at a certain point to go, toes pointing to the wall beside me, the whole pelvis angles with my upper body and my leg. That is normal. And then all we're going to do to really get into Warrior 2 is bend the knee. The hip is flexing a little bit more to let the knee bend, but those are the two joints that are really moving. Most of it is coming from the knee joint. So I'm going to show it on the other side. Pelvis turns to the corner of the room a little bit, knee bends, and notice how my torso is staying upright through this whole thing. So I'm going to grab my femur bone here just to really show you as best as I can. It's a little awkward to hang on to and move all the pieces at the same time, but you can see how my thigh bone, the angle of my thigh bone in the hip joint is what's changing, but the pelvis is staying level. So here it is again, without any of my props in front of me, just how you would see yourself in the mirror or see a classmate beside you. Noticing that it's the knee that's moving the most. And now the typical arms for Warrior 2 are just straight out to the side and your head is looking over past the fingers on the side of your body with the bending knee. We are not charging forward and sending the fingertips and the torso forward on an angle like this. You can see the difference there in my upper body posture. So just to reinforce that visual, here's a broomstick. The broomstick's in line with my nose, breastplate, belly button, pubic bone. And as I bend the knee into Warrior 2, the stick and my body stay pretty much straight up and down.